She is legally blind, could not live at the house by herself, and no one take care of her, couldn't cook, anything.
Like millions of Americans, Teresa Gwynn's family initiated plans to place her mother-in-law in a long-term care facility due to declining health, taking her from a home the mother-in-law had lived in for more than 50 years.
Of course, home cooking, I guess, is the thing that I miss most. And being able to get up and walk and go where I want to go. I can't do that yet.
Did she begrudgingly go?
Oh, yeah. She told me she could take care of herself, that she had neighbors to take care of her. They're all about the same age, all in the same type of health.
But long-term care facility experts like Chuck Williams say despite pushback, having that initial conversation with a loved one is the most productive step in the process.
Talk with your aging loved ones ahead of time, well before the need. Find out what their needs are, what their wants are, what their desires are.
Once that's done, experts encourage your family to talk to others in your social groups and then research the facilities that fit the goals of the loved one, starting with the most important objective.
Visit, visit, visit. When you get in, use your different faculties, sense, smell, observe. What do the patients look like? What is the staff interaction?
The first one she put me in, I couldn't stay there, but she didn't let me stay. She took me out and moved me to another one. I think this is the third one or the fourth one I've been in, so they're essentially about the same, but that first one, I could not stay there.
After visiting facilities and then researching compliance records as well as surveys and reviews, Teresa says for her family, the final decision came down to the closest facility in proximity to her with what they could afford.
You have to kind of know what you can and what you can't do, because with Medicare, it will pay for a certain amount of things, up to 100 days, I think, with skilled nursing, and then it's out-of-pocket money.
And whether it's skilled nursing, residential care, memory care, assisted living, or independent living, Chuck advises to pay attention to that gut feeling in making the final decision.
If there's anything on that visit that just got the hairs on the back of your neck up, honor it. Ask questions, but you need to trust your instincts.
Well, there you go. Again, that was my aunt and my 93-year-old Nana. And we're going to go through the list again as we discuss this. The first thing is have an initial conversation. You want to make sure, like Chuck said, that you do it early. One of the things my aunt said, that's our biggest regret, that we didn't do it early enough. So in her 70s, hey, listen, your husband has died. We're taking you away from your home. And she's the matriarch of the family. She has wit, she is strong, and she will sort of verbally fight back and say, I'm not going anywhere. So I think the family was sort of like, okay, let's just wait a while and see what happens. Well, they waited a while, and she ended up, she's legally blind, she couldn't see, and her neighbors could not take care of her because they were the same age. So start early, because those needs and wants may change. Yeah. If they're in their early 70s and everything looks fine, then all of a sudden, 2 to 3 years, there's memory care issues, or they fall and they hurt themselves. She can't go to your house and take care of her. It's too much, so they need some sort of facility. The second thing is research, talk to friends. We ask recommendations from our friends on social media on everything. Sure, Why not this? Even if you put that out and maybe one reply comes back, you're a lot wiser than not having that. But of course, research as well. Visit, 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 like Chuck said. He made an emphasis on that because people will show up. Everything looks nice, but they don't do enough when they show up. Be an investigative reporter when you show up. Smell, look, talk to people. If they're hiding something, make sure you feel that in your gut. Like, they didn't let us talk to anyone. They didn't show us any records. They didn't take us in the back. They didn't let us see the lunch, the dinner. They didn't take us upstairs, the amenities. They weren't cooperative in that. Well, that's a red flag. Don't go there. The fifth thing or the sixth thing, discuss the finances. That was another big thing.
That's a real big thing.
If you have gobs of money and you're financially set, out of pocket might be the best. But you also, most people have to consider retirement Social Security as well as Medicare and Medicaid, because those two things are different. And I can't tell you what to do with that. You just have to do research, because you might be in a different state than my family. And of course, ask more questions. Make sure when you make that final decision, go back, and if you ask 3 times, ask 6 times.
Yes.
Email people, call people, but make sure, because this is one of the big red flags that a lot of people miss out. They don't get the compliance records. They don't look at reviews. They don't do any of that. For my family, they wanted to know within 25 miles what's close proximity that we can still do stuff with her, no matter what it was, memory care, living independently, assisted skilled nursing, all of that type of stuff. And if people will ask me, well, beyond that, what can I do? Well, you can go to the National Institute of Aging, a great resource there, as well as the Department of Health and Human Services to find out if you need help. My mother, 84, she's going through that same thing. Yeah. She's waiting on veterans care right now. So it's a long process, a lot of information to that. Just do a lot of research, talk to people.
Well, we've been watching some of these beautiful pictures between you and your Nana. We've heard you talk so much about her. We know how much you love her, so it's neat to see her and to see you having fun with her.
Yeah, so they're going through that. I know a lot of people are. If you have questions, send me an email.
But can I ask you this?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about it and you visit her quite frequently. How has this affected you and your family personally?
Yeah.
I know it takes a toll.
It does, especially with my sisters dealing with my mother right now. She's not where Nana is. Nana's 93. She's there. She hurt her back, had surgery, so she's at this skilled nursing facility. You know, you just want to make sure that you're doing the right thing for that loved one.
Yes.
So,
I think there's a great sense of weight and responsibility that comes with that, and you don't know how long it's going to last.
Right, but talk early. Get them, get their needs and wants early. Don't wait till the last minute like we did, but then we rebounded from that.
You know, Joe, this has been so helpful for so many people. Thank you for sharing your journey with all of us. So we appreciate it.